SuperTalk Mississippi media production.
Are you a business owner looking for help with HR benefits and payroll? MWG Employer Services offers a wide range of services and can create a custom plan that fits your needs and budget.
I was so overwhelmed with HR stuff. MWG Employer Services took all the stress out of it and even set up my payroll. I couldn't be happier. MWG
Employer Services is here to help you succeed. Call us today at 601-206-7966 or go to MWGEmployerServices.com.
You're listening to Sports Talk Mississippi On Demand, presented by Pearl River Resort. Escape to Choctaw, Mississippi and enjoy world-class gaming, the Dancing Rabbit Golf Club, and Geyser Falls Water Park. Escape to Pearl River Resort.
Sports Talk Mississippi is on the air. Sports Talk Mississippi is powered by C-Spire. Power your home or business with C-Spire Fiber. To learn more, visit supertalk.fm/C-Spire. C-Spire Fiber powers SuperTalk Mississippi. To the junction, in the grove, and to the top. This is Sports Talk Mississippi. On your radio and in the game. Right here on Super Talk Mississippi.
Feel the excitement of midweek baseball as we welcome you into Sports Talk Mississippi. Borkey and Hadad, as always, with you.
The game in Starkville is pretty good. Troy's a good team.
Troy is interesting, for sure.
There's a few games here and there that are okay.
There's baseball happening. We will watch it together and react to anything interesting that happens. Also, if you're going to lose us, because some of you will. And the first part about baseball season, or the first part of baseball season, always gets a little tricky with us in the afternoon because you've got games that are happening at 4 o'clock because of weather and things like that. Some days we'll have certain stations, some days we won't. It's just trying our best to thread the needle between making sure that we are on the air and baseball's on the air as well. And so if you lose us today or tomorrow or Friday, next week, I think Mississippi State plays at 10:30 next Friday, I think.
It's early, yeah.
And Ole Miss is at like 2. So it's going to be all over the place. Download the SuperTalk app on your phone or go to supertalk.fm and you can watch us or listen to us there. We got a lot to get to today. Kendall Rogers is going to join us at the top of the 4 o'clock hour. We'll talk some baseball. I've got a question that I think I might pose every day. We'll see how this segment goes. There is scandal involving one of the highest profile high school athletic programs in the nation, and it includes a Mexican drug cartel. Real story. We'll get to that and more with you on this Tuesday edition of Sports Talk Mississippi.
We are in the Pearl River Resort studios, pearlriverresort.com. I was looking at pearlriverresort.com just a few minutes ago, and, man, a lot of great shows coming up. Smokey Robinson will be there in about a month, the legendary Motown entertainer. And then if you're a rocker, Great White and Slaughter on April the 18th. I mean, what can you do? And then for comedy, the awesome Jeff Dunham will be there on May 23rd. You can buy your tickets at pearlriverresort.com. C-Spire text line is open to you at 601-879-4395. Ready for your winning strategy? Here it is. Join C-Spire. All the technology and support you need to succeed at work, at home, and everywhere else. Visit cspire.com today. C-Spire, inspired by you.
Troy at Mississippi State at 4 o'clock. Troy, though, 1-2, off to a disappointing start to the season.
Yeah, let's see. I don't know who they played.
They played Mercer, actually. The Mercer Bears took 2 of 3 from Troy.
Mercer is not a bad program. What a weird couple of days there. They played a doubleheader. They lose both games of that, including one 17-5, but then they come back in the game 3 and win 19-3. So
probably some therapy in that win.
Boy, Troy's got a tough schedule. I mean, they've got State today. They go to Campbell. That is an outstanding program. Has been in the NCAA tournament many times. Then they're at Georgia. Then they're in a tournament with Western Carolina, East Carolina, and Rutgers. Then they have Vanderbilt. 3-game set with Maryland, at Alabama, and then they begin conference play with Old Dominion, who's a pretty good program. And then week 2 of conference play, they're at Pete Taylor Park. So Troy needs to start stacking up some wins. We'll see if they can get one in Starkville today. A couple of changes to the Bulldog lineup from the weekend. We'll just go through it real quick. James Nunnally still leading off. He's in right field. Ryder Woodson's batting second, still playing at shortstop. Ace Reese batting third. Aiden Teal's in center. He's batting cleanup. The Bulldog debut for Vitas Valincius. So what I learned, Michael Borkey, Vitas is Vitas Valincius, but Tomas is Tomas Valincius. Same name, same spelled the same way. They're brothers, but they say it differently. I don't know why yet. I'm going to dive into that.
Hey, Dad, hold on. Repeat that, please.
These two guys who are brothers,
They're brothers.
Have the same last name, they pronounce it differently. Vitas pronounces it Valincius. Tomas pronounces it Valincius.
They're trolling you.
If they're
Not
trolling
you,
me,
but like
they're trolling
the
everybody.
General you. Yes.
Apparently, it's got something to do with where they were born. I don't know exactly. So
interesting. So, if you're not the first brother, or like the first brother gets a different pronunciation,
I need to dive deeper. I'll find out.
Like the Vikings' last names were their father's name and then son.
Yeah, something like that could be. Yeah. Garrett Fry's batting sixth. He's playing second. Blake Beavis is at first today. Not that Noah Sullivan's suspended or injured or anything. He's just playing. Jacob Parker, the highly touted freshman out of Purvis, makes his Bulldog debut today. He's DHing. And Sean James behind the plate for Mississippi State batting ninth. On the mound, Duke Stone, who got some action on Friday against Hofstra. He gets his first start of the season today.
I'm still hung up on this last name thing.
I learned it over the weekend, and I was just like, wait, I had the same reaction as you. I was just like, wait a minute, what? How can brothers
Are we sure they're brothers?
They are brothers. They are 100% brothers.
Are we sure they're brothers and not like just trolling about being brothers?
I believe they are brothers. Everything I have been told says they are brothers.
There needs to be a question asked. Not like flip it, not insulting, like, hey, guys.
We want to know.
Yeah, you're like, I would love to learn about a culture that is not this one. Tell me why your last names are pronounced differently, even though it's the same. Because I am more curious about that than...
I'm fascinated by it, so yes, I will. I want to know, for sure.
And where are they from? Do you know the...
I believe they're Russian.
Okay.
So let me double check that, because I know that the Vitas, his walkout music is Russian. So born in Illinois, but I think they're Russian. It doesn't say exactly what they are.
Yeah, you guys got to ask that, because that's interesting. I mean, again, not flipping, not making fun of them. It's very interesting.
Yeah.
That is, it kind of blows my mind a little bit.
I'm looking at Tomas's bio right this second. I'm going to see if I can find Vitas and see if it has.
If there's anything different in this.
I'll say if there's anything different. So here's Vitas, also born in Illinois. Yeah, I don't know.
Nothing in reference to...
Vitas is the older brother.
Okay.
It doesn't say anything beyond that, though. Yeah.
Maybe it's a patriarchal thing. Is if you're first, you get or they're trolling. It could be that.
I can't imagine. Why would they be trolling? Why would they do that?
Just to see how far they can take it?
I need to see if I can find like some highlights. Because if this was going on when they were at different schools, then I can't imagine it's a troll, right? Like Vitas was at Illinois last year while Tomas was at Virginia. Why would they have trolled in such a way?
Well, simply put, because they can. They're just hanging out one day. Hey, bro, let's see how far we can take this. Let's just keep, because no one's going to question. I don't speak Russian, and I'm not from Russia. I've never been there, so I'm not going to question a Russian person and what they're telling me how to say their name. So maybe it's like, hey, bro, let's see how far we can
Bill
take
in Starkville
this.
says, I think their parents are from Estonia. Well, regardless of all that, I don't know.
Okay, Estonia. Ari Matty, the most famous Estonian, I think. That guy, he's a comedian. He is awesome.
Well, now you got me wondering. I bet he's not the most famous Estonian. I bet there's probably like a hockey player or something. Well, the founder of Skype was Estonian.
Yeah, Maddie has a bit about that, actually.
That guy. That's one of those things I'll never understand, is how Skype had like a 10-year head start on video calls, and then when COVID happened, they immediately fell apart. and Zoom became the way to go. One of the all-time bag fumbles in history. A couple of chess grandmasters. Your guy's not making the...
Ari Maddie's not... Well, he's about to be. He's blowing up here stateside.
Okay. Got some Tommy Cash. That doesn't sound like a very Estonian name, but he's a contemporary avant-garde rapper and conceptual artist.
It doesn't sound Estonian, just like the Olympian from Trinidad and Tobago. Do you see that? Trinidad and Tobago has an Olympic medal.
Is there anything
in the
Trinidad
Winter Olympics.
Can't do these days?
I know, no kidding. But they're from... I think they went to school in Delaware, and they're from Canada, but went to school in Delaware, and like their mom or their dad, one of their parents has like dual citizenship, and so they just decided, I'm going to represent Trinidad and Tobago and wanted a Winter Olympic medal from Trinidad and Tobago.
Might be the first ever Trinidadian Tobagoan to win an Olympic gold medal, Winter Olympic gold medal. Congrats. Great. Trinidad's on a great run right now.
Hey, truly.
Their flags are all over the state of Mississippi. They're winning gold medals. They're big time in it right now. We shall see. All right, when we come back, let's
look at Ole Miss's lineup.
I'm going to say, hopefully Borkey's mesmerization over the Valincius brothers will have faded away a little bit.
It will fade, but I'll move
regardless
on.
of that, he will bring you the Ole Miss starting lineup as they get ready to take on Arkansas State in just a few minutes. We'll also Southern Mississippi playing at Southeastern Louisiana. We'll get their lineup out as well. It's just starting off with you today here on a Tuesday. It's Sports Talk Mississippi.
Sports Talk Mississippi. Sports Talk Mississippi.
You know I love sports.
On Super Talk Mississippi.
When we make a mistake, we like to issue a correction immediately if we can. And our friend Bill in Starkville says, I think I made a mistake. I believe the Valinciuses are Latvian.
Okay.
So I looked up the famous Latvians. Now there's one you're going to know and two you don't know, but you do know. Are you ready? All right. You know who Mikhail Baryshnikov is, the most famous male ballet dancer in the world, right? People know he's pop culture icon, that guy, all right? Here's the two you know, but you don't know. Ilya Baskin. Do you know who that is? He's an actor. He's the Russian landlord in Spider-Man 2. Everybody knows that guy, right?
Yeah.
And then the other one, his name is Lior Demont. Do you know who that is?
I don't.
He is better known as DJ Lethal from House of Pain and Limp Bizkit.
There you go.
So, famous Latvians. Latvia. Apparently Latvia got a little bit more swag than does Estonia.
Estonia is tiny.
Yeah,
it's like 50,000 people, right?
All three of those places are tiny. And Lithuania is the other one, the Baltic republics. All right, you got the Ole Miss lineup for us?
Yeah, Arkansas State at Ole Miss. Arkansas State swept Stony Brook over the weekend, so they come in undefeated. This is the lineup, at least the names. So I know game one was counter to what Mike Bianco said in his introductory press conference. He's been the coach for almost 3 decades. In his preseason press conference, I should say, these are the guys that he said would be in the lineup, and here's the order. Decker, Utermart, Furness, Becerra, Reuters DHing tonight. Pacella in left, Foley behind the plate, Randall at short, Federico in center, and then Kelly on the mound tonight. So Becerra obviously in right. They tinkered a little bit with the lineups this weekend. This was what most people thought the everyday lineup was going to be. Again, it wasn't like that in game one, but this is the one that Bianco gave you on Tuesday, and this is what I think it will be most consistently during the season, is this group of guys. Utermart bounced between batting second and third over the weekend. I think he needs to hit second. I know he's got a high strikeout rate, but he's your best hitter and your most electric bat, and he just needs to get as many ABs as humanly possible. And statistically, batting second is the best way to do that. But, yeah, no surprises there. It's Arkansas State. Again, they swept Stony Brook. So it's a Sun Belt team that is undefeated going in. I have no idea about Arkansas State and what to expect from this game tonight, but we'll find out here in 37 minutes from right now.
All right. No lineup yet. I don't know what time first pitch is for the Southern Miss game. I haven't looked, but their lineup for their game tonight at Southeastern Louisiana is not available. Once it is, we will let you know what it is.
All right, here's a question that on days like today, because, we got baseball, and that's great. We love baseball, and we led with baseball. But on days where there's no, breaking news, this is the story of the day, I want to bring this to the show. Just, hey, simple question. What are Mississippi State fans, and then Ole Miss fans, obviously, today, what are they talking about today? What's on the top of mind in the Mississippi State sports fans' head today? What are they talking about? What are they thinking about?
Baseball. Just baseball. But it's been like that since mid-October. I mean, I've talked about it before. That's, when State lost the Texas game, people were just like, all right, baseball is coming. Baseball is coming. And they, obviously they were excited about basketball, but it didn't take long to realize that basketball was not going to be good. After about the first 5 games, you're like, this team is not right. On to baseball. And so now, it really is just baseball. I mean, spring practice starts at, I think, maybe 26, 27 days from now. Nobody's asking me about that. Nobody cares. It is all baseball for Mississippi State fans right now. But
what specifically? Is it just hey, we're excited, or is it concern?
Oh, yeah. No. It's all super excitement. It's super excitement. Everybody is still super hyped up. Yeah, last weekend, maybe it didn't go exactly according to plan, but people are until this team loses, people are, that bubble's going to stay high in the sky.
And it should.
If I said, what's the number 2 thing, they might be looking at where Brennan Thompson goes in the NFL draft. Because he's starting to get a lot of buzz.
I've seen the NFL people start watching film.
They're like, look at this guy.
Oh, you know what you're going to hate, State fans, is when you see the NFL talent people, the amount of overthrows to wide open Brennan Thompson is going to just make you just want to pull your hair out.
Trust me, I've seen them all. But knowing that streak, that 30-year streak, it'll be 30 years this draft. Of not having a wide receiver try it should end. It should be about to end. It should end early. I think he's going to be, but maybe late second, but certainly in the 3rd and 4th rounds, he's going to have a chance to go.
He's getting drafted for sure.
He's getting drafted. So that's probably 2. If I had to pick a 3, I mean, we're going niche here. We're talking about these are the diehards, right?
Yeah.
Softball is off to a really good start. They're ranked 14th in the nation. That's the highest they've ever been ranked, I believe. Men's tennis had a really good weekend. They were in a tournament with the number 1 team in the nation. They lost to number 1, Virginia, but they beat number 4, Stanford. They should be a top 5 team as well. But now we're getting into, we're digging deep here. It is, on the surface, it is all baseball.
I love that. And a lot of texts are coming in, so we'll get to some of those as well. From the Ole Miss side, still a lot of, Trinidad's back and just a lot of,
yeah.
I mean, this offseason.
Football has dominated the Ole Miss offseason.
And it's still going, too.
Yeah, it's not going anywhere.
Especially after, the trial happened and it's over, and now you're going to get all the Heisman odds and all that stuff, and that's going to be top of mind for a long time. I mean, regardless of how good baseball is, there is so much. And we'll talk about pressure later, and we'll talk about pressure this offseason. I've said before on the show, Pete Golding's under a lot of pressure because this is a no-excuses roster. Is what it is. And the schedule is a lot more difficult, right? So if they don't go 11-1, he's not a failure. But if they go 7-5, you have questions, barring injury, right? Injury is a factor there. But if they stay relatively healthy and they lose a bunch of games, this is not a roster that should lose a bunch of games. So a lot of pressure on him, frankly, but a lot of excitement as well. People pumped up about baseball. I think there's a lot of concern about the basketball program, though.
Really?
In the direction that it's headed. I know they went to the Sweet 16 last year, and I know Chris Beard's an elite coach. He's proven it.
But it's
everywhere.
2 out of 3 years.
It's 2 out of 3 years. And this is not supposed to be what the team was coming off of a Sweet 16.
Right.
Year 1's kind of a wash. And the team played hard all season long. They were down a couple of players that they needed to be better. So year one with a new coach, you can give a pass to for missing the tournament, right? That's not a big deal. They go to the Sweet 16, but if you'd have told me, hey, Dad, once they lost to Michigan State when they had a real chance to win that game at the end and go to the Elite Eight, that they'd be 3-9 in the league right now, I would not have believed you.
Yeah,
there's no way. Because
same thing here with State. I mean, brought back Hubbard. I know they spent good money on that transfer portal class. Neither team is getting you the ROI that their fans deserve.
And there was so much. You said investment. That's the right word.
Right. The other side of that coin, though, and I guess I should have mentioned, is women's basketball. Ole Miss is really good. They've been a top 25 team all season long, I believe, or if not higher. Mississippi State is playing much better than what they were projected. They're going
to make the tournament.
They should make the tournament. If they don't have a bad loss between now and March, they should be okay. And that's, I mean, Purcell, that would be 3 out of 4 years Purcell's been in. Coach Yo, since Vic Schaefer left, she's been able to get that program going the right direction, and now they're one of the best programs in the SEC. So women's basketball is giving you that ROI, but man, men's basketball, I would imagine between the two schools probably spent, not Kentucky spent $22 million on itself. I would think State and Ole Miss probably spent close to 20 combined.
The salaries of the players on both rosters would really upset a lot of you.
If we knew for sure, but you're not getting anywhere near that. And then you're talking about spending another, almost $12 million a year on coaching.
Yeah,
between the two schools, and neither one of them are going to make the tournament. That's not acceptable.
Not at all.
For State, it's going to be. We'll talk about it next year. If you're still bad next year, we're going to have a hard conversation. I don't know what the vibe is at Ole Miss. And, of course, Beard is his past successes. If big jobs open up, he might be looking at them. So we'll have to
right now, if you're a big job, are you looking at what they are right now? Because said this yesterday. I heard somebody on ESPN say, they don't have the resources there. They don't have the players. He had the money to go upgrade his roster, demanded it. That was part of the deal with the Texas A&M. It wasn't the coaching salary. Now, he got a massive raise, too. But it was roster money. And got it. And failed on a lot of evaluations, clearly.
Yeah. And again, you could be talking about Chris Beard, or you could be talking about Chris Jans when you say that. It doesn't matter.
And on that note, Kansas State fired their coach today. Talk about that for at least a little bit when we come back. And we'll get to your messages on the text line as well. Sports Talk Mississippi, Pearl River Resort Studio. Don't go anywhere.
From the Seabrook Dock.
Let's go.
This is your new home for exclusive sports coverage here in the Magnolia State. Sports Talk Mississippi on SuperTalk Mississippi.
All right, Sports Talk Mississippi. Here with you on a Tuesday, Brian Hadad and Michael Borkey. Sports Talk Mississippi is brought to you in part by AgriGold. AgriGold believes progress in the field starts with seed and the people who plant it. That's why AgriGold focuses 100% on seed, delivering trusted genetics and solutions to help you get more out of every acre. Contact Carrie Baker at 662-836-7417. That's your local AgriGold representative to learn more. Or visit agrigold.com to explore seed solutions and agronomy resources. Plant your legacy today with AgriGold.
Somebody says they're thinking about how good Coach Oak is and how active he is mid-game.
He is very active. He's moving around a lot.
Somebody says kind of surprised that all the old guys are playing today for Ole Miss and not any spot starts for the young guys. Well, you have a lot of new faces on this team that just kind of need some work with this team. And I mean, they've got a game tomorrow that with all due respect, is a little bit safer to do that with than today. So I wouldn't be surprised if you see some guys get a break tomorrow as opposed to tonight when you've got a team that just swept Stony Brook in your place. And tomorrow it's a little bit different. And so maybe that's part of the line of thinking as well. Somebody says Arkansas State has been known to give Ole Miss heartburn in the past. No kidding.
That has been a non-conference opponent that Ole Miss has had some issues with through the years.
Andy, a State fan, says, baseball, are all these talented freshmen going to get in, is what he wants to know.
Well, you got one playing today in Jacob Parker, so we'll see.
Somebody says the thing they're thinking about is, will Josh Hubbard stay next year?
I'd see no reason to think otherwise at this time. Is it a fluid situation? Of course. You never know.
Is.
You never know, man. Duke might just be like, hey, what do you say? Here's $3 million. Okay. But by and large, I would expect Josh Hubbard to finish his career at Mississippi State.
Yeah, it's not disrespectful. I mean, it's the same conversation that we've had about Trinidad. Trinidad does not need to go to the NFL right now if he can help it, and obviously they figured out a way for him to help it and come back to school. The feedback from the NFL was you should stay in school.
Right.
Josh Hubbard's problem is he's an off-ball guard that's not even 6 feet tall. That doesn't work in the NBA. And so he needs to stay in college for as long as he can and make as much money as he can because the opportunity at the next level is very unlikely to be playing in the NBA.
Yeah, likely. I mean, I would think would have a great chance to play in Europe.
Oh yeah, make a lot of money there too.
A lot of money there, but he'll make more. He'll make more in Starkville than he will next year anywhere else, probably.
Yeah, Chris Warren is still playing European basketball, right? Where is he right now?
I think Tyson Carter is still playing as well. I could be wrong.
Chris Warren is still with the. Okay. Wish me luck.
Oh, no.
There are so many accent marks that I've never seen before in my life in this team name. Mm-hmm. The Kagdas.
Okay.
Bad Rumspor in Turkey.
Okay.
They're in the Super Ligi, Ligi, in Turkey, the highest level of basketball in Turkey. Chris Warren is still playing European or Turkish professional basketball, so that's likely where Hubbard's future is. And it's a great life, man. I mean, you get paid to play ball and paid a lot of money, and some of these leagues have incredible environments. It's not like you're playing in front of 500 people. I mean, you've got like soccer hooligan type stuff in these things.
It's something, yeah. Tyson Carter is playing in Serbia right now.
There you go.
He's played in Russia, he's played in Spain, and he's played in Greece. So he's been all over the place.
One thing, you mentioned it, the situation being fluid. Jerome Tang got fired by Kansas State. Mm-hmm. And they're trying to avoid paying his buyout by using the morals clause. And, I mean, it sounds like, based on reporting, they really don't have anything on him. Mm-hmm. That they're trying to pin some kind of... Frankly, the situation appears to be a little goofy.
Well, he did a press conference where he really ran his players down, and I think that's what they're trying to say. That's why they fired him.
And you know who has just taken up Jerome Tang's defense?
Who's that?
Tom Mars.
Oh, Tom Mars. Yes, I did.
So good luck, Kansas State. But a name that has already appeared on the hot boards, and again, hot boards, they mean what they mean, so take it with a grain of salt. But Chris Jans has been named on the short list of prime candidates for all of the hot boards that I have seen.
Yeah.
My question is, how worried should people be about that?
Well, here's what I did a look in. And so Tang made $3.6 million a year. Jans is currently making 4.4. I believe that goes up to 4.6 next season. So is Kansas State ready to invest another $1.5 million? Because you'd have to give him a raise, right? He's not going to leave for the same money.
As you're actively trying to do whatever you can to not pay a buyout?
Yeah. So you're going to pay $5 million a year to your college basketball. If they're going to do that, well, then, maybe he could go. But as it is, it's been kind of interesting to see Jans listed as there was an article last week that had State listed as the worst basketball program in the SEC or the second worst. I'm like, In what world? Like, State has good support, good money. They've won plenty of games. They've been to the NCAA tournament plenty of time. Like, what are we talking about here? And yet somehow Jan's, either.
How do you even begin to rank the jobs anymore?
I don't know.
Like, how do you even?
Because nobody knows the budgets. So
yeah.
But anyway, like I said, if Kansas State is willing to pay Chris Jans $5 million a year, I mean, State might be willing to match that. I don't know that, for a fact or not. But even if they weren't, the fact that they could just come in and be like, all right, we'll just pay our next coach 4.5, 4.6. There's plenty of good coaches out there. But that said, I like Chris Jans at Mississippi State. I've said it many times. I think that he'll get everything squared away and be back to normal next year. And I expect him to be doing that in Starkville.
Yeah, there is a finite amount of money you want to spend on a coach. That's not they don't have money. It's everybody has a budget. Literally, Texas has a budget, and they're the richest program in the country. There's only so much. And I do wonder, like, if that materializes, let's pretend Kansas State would make him a prime candidate. Mm-hmm. This is not the best year for Chris Jans' agent to try to negotiate a bidding war between two programs, Right. It's you look at it and you're like, do you really want to go north of 5? I mean, do you really want to pay him more than your football coach after the year that they're presently having? I mean, in 4 years, no tournament wins, and they have a losing record in the league. There's a chance that they end with a losing record in the season.
Exactly.
Do you really, if you're Zach Selman, the internal dialogue is, Zach, do you really want to do $1.5 million more with the product you've gotten? And I don't know if that answer is yes. In fact, I think that answer is no.
That answer is probably no. But at the same time, Zach, someone could easily be looking at it from the same lens that I am. It's like, look, they made some mistakes in the evaluations this year, but Jans is a good coach. He's taken multiple teams to the NCAA tournament. This is an outlier year. He'll come back strong next year. His high school recruiting has been really good these past 2 seasons. And Josh Hubbard will stay as long as Chris Jans is here. Well, we're not going to, if he want, I wouldn't worry too much about it. I just think right now it's a hot board season, and that these articles are getting written to get clicks, and
they work.
I'm just not overly concerned about
it. Somebody says Georgia's the worst basketball school, and I'm a Georgia fan. See, like those rankings are. It's so when you just said that, I didn't see that, but I just rolled my eyes. I mean, yes, there are places in all sports that it's just going to be easier than others to get players interested. Kentucky basketball is just going to be easier to get players interested than that of Mississippi State and Ole Miss, of course. But in today's landscape, your job is as good as how much you're willing to invest. And history. I mean, we're seeing it with Indiana football. My goodness. I mean, Tennessee baseball was nothing until they decided to care and invest. And then, boom, look at what Tennessee baseball is now. Historically, they don't have this. History doesn't matter. It's just so meaningless. What matters is how much you're willing to invest right now.
Right.
And so ranking those jobs without that being your basis is goofy. It's just goofy and a waste of time. But
agreed. And so, but again, in that business, it gets clicks, it gets attention, and that's what people, that's what those businesses are built on. So if I can't hate on the guy who's doing his job.
601-879-4395, the C Spire text line. 601-879-4395. We'll visit with Kendall here in just a little bit. But this story, a high school that all of you know, if you have ever followed recruiting in any sport, you know this high school. And this high school is having to pay a massive fine. I'm not kidding. For receiving money tied to a drug cartel. We will give you the details when we come back. Crazy story. Interesting as all get out.
I can't wait to hear this.
I'll tell you about it when we come back. Sports Talk Mississippi, Pearl River Resort Studio.
Out in the street, playing the ball for the fame, bringing it up happy feet. Down on the corner, out in the street, playing the ball for the fame, bringing it up happy feet. Down on the corner, out in the street,
This is Sports Talk Mississippi, right here on SuperTalk.fm, the SuperTalk Mississippi app, and always live on your local SuperTalk Mississippi radio station.
If you have consumed, followed high school sports or recruiting in any sport, really, you have heard of the school IMG Academy.
Yes.
Right? Based in Florida. It's where Shea Patterson went to school. The five-star bust that started his career at Ole Miss went to Michigan and just kind of never amounted to his high school hype. But he was an elite high school player. He went there. A lot of players.
His dad was not very athletic, though.
Oh, boy, his dad really loved to say things from the stands about all of the other players on the field. But IMG Academy, based in Florida, Bradenton, Florida is exactly where they are, is in a little bit of hot water, and they have to pay a hefty fine. The United States Department of the Treasury, so the U.S. Department of the Treasury's Office of Foreign Assets Control, OFAC for short, announced on Thursday of last week that IMG Academy will be fined $1.72 million for accepting tuition fees for two students whose parents are linked to Mexican drug cartels. Here's what the release says. They're
trying to get a better life for their kids. They're in America.
Over 5 consecutive years, IMG Academy repeatedly transacted with two individuals whom OFAC sanctioned based upon their ties to a sanctioned Mexican-based drug cartel. According to the report, IMG's continued tuition transactions for the two students racked up 89 violations of counter-narcotic sanctions. As a result, here's another quote, of IMG's Academy's conduct, designated individuals who provided financial support and services to a sanctioned Mexican drug cartel were able to conduct commerce with U.S. persons and gain access to the U.S. financial system. The Miami Herald reports that IMG received wire transfers from third-party individuals in Mexico as part of the tuition payments. IMG Academy therefore had the names of the sanctioned individuals, and OFAC said the Academy failed to screen them, according to the federal office. The two students were enrolled at the Juggernaut Sports School between 2018 and 2022. The reports do not share the information of the students or what sport they played between...
I'm going to guess soccer. Let's just go with soccer.
Between $97,000 and $102,000 per year is what the Mexican drug cartel wired to IMG Academy.
Okay, real quick, I'm just going to go check the IGM, whatever it is, webpage and see if their soccer roster has an Escobar on it or anything like that.
You probably could figure out exactly who the two students were.
You know, somebody junior. He goes by his dad's nickname, El Chapo. Wait, what?
I saw a lot of people say, well, is the school really supposed to audit every parent of their player? And no, you're exactly right. No, they're not.
No,
but when you're getting third-party wire transfers from Mexico, maybe you ask an additional follow-up question.
Just ask a question, you know?
Like, hold on, you're wiring this. This isn't mom or dad, and you're wiring me this money from Mexico? Can we just, let's just double check a couple of things. Hey, Cindy down in the bursar's office, get Cindy up here and let's ask a couple of questions,
My money's clean, washed, it's been laundered within an inch of its life. Like, what are we doing here? I'm just saying. You're telling me that if MRA couldn't get it, a little extra tuition, they're not going to do it? Everybody would do it. But he was without sin.
Do not throw the Patriots under the bus.
I'm just saying. I didn't throw your team under. I went with another team. Yeah.
Could you imagine being the person that figured this out?
Yes.
I hope it was.
Hold on a second. Hold on. Escobar is Colombian. Just go with the joke. It's a joke. Just go with it. I know where he's from. Well, actually, I know where he's from. It's a joke. Sorry. Sorry. It's ridiculous. Yeah, that's funny.
That's true.
Of all the things I thought IMG would get busted for, illegal recruiting or something like that, I did not think they became a dumping ground for the kids of Mexican drug lords was going to be on that list. I honestly did not, and now I know I was wrong.
So there you go.
There it is.
Everybody knows IMG. So he says, "Yeah, but still." That's your favorite reply, or my favorite reply of yours is, "Yeah, but still."
I'm a big "yeah, but still" guy. It covers everything.
It does.
There is no thing that you can say. There's no correction that you can't make of me that I can't drop a "yeah, but still," and I won the argument.
We will get to baseball actually getting started here in just a couple of minutes, and then Kendall Rogers will join us after the news, get his thoughts about what he saw on the weekend, both here in the state of Mississippi and if there's time beyond as well, because you got some interesting results in SEC land. Oklahoma had a really good weekend. Vanderbilt, not so much. What has happened to the Doors? We'll hopefully be able to get to all of that, but we'll start here local, of course, with Kendall Rogers of D1 Baseball on the Farm Bureau guest line. We'll do that after the news. Sports Talk Mississippi with First Pitch about to get underway.
You can be a part of Sports Talk Mississippi. 888-808-8637 on Super Talk Mississippi.
Sports Talk Mississippi here with you on a Tuesday. What's up on Sports Talk Mississippi? We're trying to get hold of Kendall Rogers. Hopefully we can be able to do that. And if we can, we will talk to him on the Farm Bureau guest line. We've got plenty of college baseball to talk about as games are now underway in Starkville and in Oxford. Duke Stone with a 1-2-3 inning in Starkville. Scoreless as they go to the bottom of the first there at Dudy Noble Field. What's up on Sports Talk Mississippi is brought to you by Ag Up. Own the John Deere compact tractor you've always wanted, now with 0% financing at Ag Up. Whether you're trading in, upgrading your land, or a new landowner needing equipment, your down-home team will get you the right machine at the right price. Now with 0% financing on all 1 through 4 series machines. Stop by your local Ag Up or visit them at agup.com. Your down-home dealer. Offer ends April 30th, 2026. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details. Kendall Rogers not only hates our teams, he hates this show.
Yeah, I'm stunned that he has rejected us. He probably heard you were going to be on.
I'm always on. I'm here all the time. There's never a time I'm not on.
You're not going to be here later this week, though.
You're right. Correct. I will not be here Thursday or Friday. But that's neither here nor there.
Ole Miss got the first two out, and then a bunt single. Got a man on first for Arkansas State. He stole second. The ball got away from second base, and now there's a runner on third for the Red Wolves.
Wasn't defense you said was a problem for the Rebels this past weekend, right?
It was. I mean, game two they were good, but you had issues 1 and 3, and I mean they overcame it because they were playing Nevada. And I had somebody in my podcast comments that was like, "Nevada's a good club. Don't undersell it." And yeah, Nevada's good for the Mountain West. We're talking about a team that's going to play an SEC schedule that has exclusively ranked teams on it until the last series when you're on the road at Alabama. I mean,
who could be ranked by the time you get to that game?
Yeah, I mean, that's your schedule. And if you're booting balls in the middle of your infield, that's not good.
And look, defense isn't something that is opponent dependent, right? Like, if you can't get guys out, that's a big problem, right? If you're not getting hits off of guys, that's a big problem. But defense should be whoever you're playing. The ball's on the ground, you field it, you throw it across. So if you're not fielding the ball well in week one, you got to get that fixed quick.
But that's been the problem over multiple years now. And I mean, maybe I'm hyper aware of it, and it's not that big of a deal. But I just when you're going to play in this league, by the way, strikeout ends the inning and eliminates the damage. But when you are in this league where you're going to play a lot of 1-run, 2-run games, when you're going to be in a regional like last year and you're going to play 1-run, 2-run games, and you're the one giving free bases and free outs consistently,
can't do it.
It's going to cost you. And that's what costed them last year. And so they just need to be cleaner. And that's the only thing that I'm really concerned about. I mean, I think it's really just middle infield, I think. Have not been given a sample size big enough for the 2 corner outfielders yet to see, what they're like, good or bad. But it's there is a red flag raised in an otherwise really, really successful weekend.
Yeah, and it's something that it's fixable though. That's something that you can get out there on the practice field and fix. If you can't hit low level pitching, it doesn't matter what you do in practice, right? Defense is something that through repetition they should be able to get a little bit of a handle on. But that's something, you cannot be the worst fielding team in the conference and expect to win big. You just can't. You got to be able to make those routine plays.
Yep, you would think so, but oh well, we shall see. Hey, Hadad, I know you're not. I know you're not a golf guy.
I'm not, but
I know you're not.
But
see if you recognize this voice.
Final thing with you in regards to your recovery, is the Masters off the table for you?
No. All right.
That would be Eldrick Tiger Woods.
Is the Masters off the table for you? No.
No. Good.
No, it's not. Now,
So this Masters, we're talking about like 2 months?
They're talking about this Masters 2 months from now. I mean, he's been walking around TGL, and he doesn't move like he used to. He's had 1 billion surgeries. He has said that he will not participate in tournaments unless he believes that he can win them. Right? So it's not like he's going to force himself physically to do something that he can't do, I guess.
Is the Masters different in that regard, in that he might just want to do it because it's the Masters? Or is he going to go out there and feel like he has a chance?
I mean, the last Masters he played in, he really struggled getting around. You don't understand the undulation in the hills of that place until you see it. It is a brutal walk.
If you had undulation on your Sports Talk Mississippi bingo card.
Nailed it.
Today. Congrats, you're a winner. I wasn't expecting that.
It is a brutal walk.
Well, I mean, a golf course, even a flat one, that's a lot of steps, man. I mean, you're talking, that's a lot of walking. And so, when there's hills and up and down, I get it.
Yeah.
I'd like to see it, though.
He is one of those people, and, we're in all sports, there's always this conversation, who is the needle? And even at his age, he's the needle. And even in basketball, great transition here, Michael Jordan still is a needle mover at 63 years young. It is Michael Jordan's birthday today.
Yeah.
63 years old. Do you feel old hearing that?
Yes. I mean, how can I not, right? I mean, I've seen almost every game he played in the NBA, I was alive to watch. I watched a lot of them. I saw every title that he won. Yeah. We had Duvall pass away. Robert Duvall passed away yesterday. Okay, guys, we're about to get a little deep here for a sports talk radio show. But, I'm at that age now where these kind of things are going to start happening. Even in closer to home, I'm running out of my friends' parents. I've got one left. I got one parent left. Those days are coming, and it's just yes. So to answer your question, to put it a little lighter, yes, I feel old.
Mm-hmm. Somebody on the text
line,
but
I still got it.
Yeah. Somebody on the text line says, "Oh, silly! It hasn't been years. Won the Natty 3 years ago. Big crowd." DK said the newbies just need to get used to the newness of Swayze. He has called ball a long time. One sweep. Y'all are reaching today. Come on. Here's the thing. It has been years. 2022. There has been 3 seasons since Ole Miss won the national championship, and they have been at the bottom in fielding in all 3 of them.
Well, in 2 of those seasons, they were horrendous. The SEC, period. Yeah, they're bad.
And fielding cost them the regional a season ago. That is why they lost that regional. They could not play fundamental defensive baseball. And so when you look at that, And maybe it's going to be no problem. I hope that it's no problem. But if you can look at what the last 3 years, and yes, that is years, have been defensively, it's been unacceptable. Not good enough. Whatever expression, adjective you want to use, that's how you describe how they've been fielding their positions. And when you have a weekend where your middle infield struggles and then you have another issue on Sunday, it's fair to be like, hey, there might be something up here. It's totally fair to ask questions. This is a program that is expected to be excellent. And they have had excellent years. And you're allowed to have down years and stuff like that from time to time. You are.
And this, because it says it's still way too early. Like, I can't stress enough nowadays. And watching Mississippi State these past few years, you don't have a lot of non-conference losses. Not that Ole Miss has any, right? They got through it. But, guys, when you start talking about a non-conference loss, if you have 4 or 5 of those, unless you're planning on winning 18, 19 games in the conference, you're in trouble. You're probably not going to host. So it's never too early. Game 1 is when the season starts.
Yeah, and yes, it is early. It is. But what do you want us to talk about then? I don't mean that sounded kind of flippant, but do you want us to talk about the games or not?
It's funny you saying that with the blonde hair. That's what Cody Rhodes always says. You look just like him. So, yeah. We could talk about the games right now in Starkville because Mississippi State has taken a 1-0 lead on Troy. 3 base hits in the bottom of the first. Aiden Teal with an RBI double has gotten the Bulldogs on the board. State has second and third with 1 out for the aforementioned Vitas Valincius.
Looks like
Valincius. He's the Valincius. I got to keep that straight.
Ole Miss gets on the board. An error at second base with a runner on second. Furness hit a rocket. That Arkansas State was shifting. They had second baseman, 4 steps into the outfield, and he misplays a hard hit ball, and Ole Miss scores.
I hope Jonesboro Sports Radio isn't talking about Arkansas State's defense. Too early. Too early.
Yeah, again, it is very, very, very early. But if you've watched, especially that regional, it should have left such a bad taste in your mouth when you see them not doing great things in the field, even if it's just a few times. It should be concerning.
First off, the parents are Lithuanian. We got it completely wrong. I'll give you the famous Lithuanians when we got back. It's on the graphic right now. Vitas prefers Valincius, and Tomas prefers Valincius. He just hit an RBI single. That's going to score a couple of runs. Mississippi State's up 3-0. That is hilarious that we're talking about that. It's also hilarious that we're going to cover all 3 Baltic republics today. We'll do that when we come back. Famous Lithuanians on Sports Talk, Mississippi.
Mississippi on SuperTalk Mississippi.
Sports Talk Mississippi. We go to the Farm Bureau guest line. Check out favorites.com and go with the home team, Mississippi Farm Bureau. Our chat with Kendall Rogers coming your way right now. And Kendall, let's start with the biggest winners of the weekend here in the state of Mississippi, and that's Southern Miss. Fall in game 1 to an elite first-round pick type arm. Battle back to win that series. What did you see? What's your takeaway from what happened in Hattiesburg this weekend?
Yeah, I felt like from watching that series, I was at Globe Life over the weekend, but I watched the last 2 games of that series and a little bit of Florida start for UCSB. But, man, that just felt like a regional championship weekend. It felt like a super regional, and I think that's really cool for both teams. I came away, honestly, pretty impressed with both clubs. But I think when you look at Southern and you look at, the job that, Matthew Russo with the big hit late in the game, you look at the job they did, Dre Bear getting some big hits. Joey Urban was at the 2 or 3 home run they hit that obviously was pretty crucial for Southern Miss. And so, I thought it was a big time series. I thought it was nice. I think it was Coach Oz. And I think he kind of said this after the game, to Aaron Fitt for us, but he likes being tested like that, and he honestly kind of wants a series like that every year to start the year, where you kind of find out real fast what you have. And so, the boxes are checked for Southern Miss. I'd say if you're really looking for a negative, obviously, Graydon Harris, a lot of hype for him coming into the season, 4 runs, 5 hits, 3 innings, not great. But he is a younger arm who is just going to continue to get better. I'll see him this weekend in Round Rock, and we'll see if he does a little bit better. But so far, so good for USM.
Up here in Starkville, 3 wins in 3 games, but I don't know that Mississippi State quite looked the way we thought they would. They look more like it today. They're up 4-0 in the first inning over Troy. What did you think about the Bulldogs week 1?
Yeah, I was encouraged by the pitching for the most part. I think if you look at Mississippi State, I think for me, I had a lot of faith in the pitching talent. But it's one thing to have faith in the talent and one thing to have faith in the results. And I thought they went out there and put together some pretty good results on the mound. Obviously, offensively, did not have the weekend you were looking for. I mean, you had guys like James Nunnally hit, was it 167 for the weekend? Yeah. Guys like Ryder Woodson, 111 for the weekend. That obviously isn't going to stay the same. But, it did allow, Ace Reed to have a big weekend. Reed Stallman had some big hits, Bryce Chance. Certainly just a consummate dirtbag for State. They had to get it done on the mound, and they were able to. But there's no doubt, as I look to tonight and I look at the weekend, the offense is going to have to be better.
And to Oxford, Ole Miss gets a sweep. Starting pitching, especially impressive this weekend.
Yeah, Oklahoma and Ole Miss were the 2 teams we left out of the top 25 that, by season's end, I knew it, and I'm just going to be like, man, I can't believe we didn't have them ranked. But Ole Miss, the biggest question mark I kind of had for them was not Hunter Elliott, obviously, but it was Cade Townsend and Will Libbert in that weekend rotation. And Townsend, we all know that the talent is undeniable. And he went out there over the weekend, 8 strikeouts, a run allowed in 4 2/3. Libbert, who Mark Etheridge wrote about yesterday for the Rebs, he went out there and he struck out 7 and allowed 2 runs in 5 innings. So, again, we know this team's going to hit. Tristan Becerra had a big weekend for the Rebs. We know they're going to hit. Will they pitch enough? It's so far so good again. I mean, I like what I saw from a number standpoint from this pitching staff over the weekend.
You mentioned Oklahoma. Sorry, Hadad. Where did that come from this weekend?
Yeah, how about that? I mean, I had Oklahoma as my non-top 25 sleeper, but I mean, they look like a national championship contender over the weekend. They were balanced offensively. They've got athleticism everywhere. I mean, Brendan Brock, a JUCO transfer catcher, we've talked a lot about in the preseason. I mean, he stole 3 bases over the weekend. Like, how often do you see a catcher steal 3 bases in the weekend? And it wasn't the other team's catcher dropping the ball or something. It was a straight steal. And so, super impressed with their athleticism. You look on the mound, LJ McCurious, a UNLV transfer, up to 97, 98. His whiff rates on his 3 main pitches, his slider, changeup, and fastball, were all over 60%, which is pretty incredible. And then Core Rager, a freshman for them, was up to 94, 95 from the left side, and again had really good whiff rates. So Oklahoma looked like the real deal. Now, I always tell people, don't take too much from opening weekend, because I think I said this a few weeks ago, but we all think back to that year that the weather was really bad at Globe Life, Ole Miss, and I want to say State. Yeah, State was there, because that's when Landon Sims struck out 9 straight guys in Texas. That Texas team was outscored that weekend 34-2. They finished the season in the Final Four of college baseball. So, did Oklahoma look great? Yes. Is it who they're going to be the rest of the season? Yeah, they're probably not going to be that good.
So if that was the pleasant surprise from the weekend, what was the disappointment?
Yeah, I would say for me, Louisville, the fact that Louisville lost 2-3 to Michigan State and got blown out in one of the games, I think is troublesome. And even today, Dan McDonald's team got out to an 8-1 lead on a really good Xavier club, and right now it's 9-9. So Louisville not playing very sharp baseball here in the first 3 or 4. As we all know Dan really well, I'm sure he's taking that very well.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure he's sit back, feet up. He's fine. He's fine. As we look ahead to the second weekend of the season, Kendall, where are the matchups that you think could make some differences?
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I looked to Round Rock this weekend, with Southern Miss going against Oregon State at some point. Obviously, Oregon State left a little bit to be desired over the weekend, I felt like, out in surprise. But overall, still feel really good about that team. I think North Carolina versus East Carolina is super intriguing. East Carolina did not look great against Xavier over the weekend, but Billy O'Connor does have a good club. But, Ethan Norby for East Carolina, their ace, going against Jason DeCaro on Friday night ought to be special. And then, out in the Jacksonville Classic, LSU, the defending national champs, they kind of get their first test. It's not an overpowering field, but, it does include Indiana, UCF, who, Rich Wallace has a solid club this year. And it has Notre Dame, a team that we think has a really good shot to get to the postseason. So it'll give us a little bit of an idea of what to expect from those guys. And there's also TCU at UCLA. And circle Michigan State at Texas. Chances are pretty good that the Michigan State series against Louisville was getting Louisville at the right time. But again, Spartans go on the road to Texas this weekend and win that series. You will see Michigan State in the top 25 after week 2, and who would have thought that?
We've talked a lot about some teams here, Kendall. Who are some players that had big week ones that you had an eye on?
Yeah, I mean, you think about Tyce Armstrong at Baylor, set an NBA record with 3. Here's what's crazy about Tyce Armstrong: 3 grand slams, 12 RBIs on opening day. Did not get a hit the rest of the weekend.
That's baseball, is what Ron Polk would say.
Say it again.
That's baseball, is what Ron Polk would say.
There's 100%. Ron Polk is kicked back in his chair, listen to sports talk, and smiling ear to ear after hearing that stat. Derek Williams for Miami had a big weekend, 11 at bats, 4 doubles, 2 home runs, 6 RBIs. Jason Jones at Wichita State, 12 RBIs over the weekend. And also USC Grant Govil in a run rule 7-inning game through a no-hitter against Pepperdine. So those are the kind of the highlights.
Kendall, when we think about, the first month of the season, I feel like you can put yourself in bad positions. You can, and I don't know how good of position you can put yourself in. If we get to the end of the first month of the season, what's the magic number of non-conference losses an SEC team can have and still consider themselves in the hosting discussion?
Yeah, I mean, I think you can afford to lose 1 series if you're an SEC team. I think if you lose 2 series if you're an SEC team, it makes it very difficult, because the problem you run into in conference is the league is going to be so good that unless you're one of those teams that's finishing in the top 1, 2, or, I mean, honestly, there's been years where even the number 3 team doesn't have some overwhelming record. Unless you're in the top 2, you're going to probably have a 17-13 type of record. So I do think you need to avoid losing 2 series. And so that to me, that's kind of the math. I mean, I'm not going to say it can't happen, but you're going to have some work to do in conference play if that does occur.
Kendall, we always appreciate your time, man. Great talking to you, and, won't be the last time this season. We can promise
you got it, man. It's great to be in baseball season.
Yes, sir. Kendall Rogers, D1 Baseball, joins us on the Farm Bureau guest line. Check out favorites.com and go with the home team. 6 up, 6 down for Troy up here in Starkville. Bulldogs got to a 4-0 lead. The true freshman Jacob Parker absolutely hit a laser. Unfortunately, it found the third baseman's glove on a line drive. He could have had a base hit in his first at-bat as a Bulldog. Didn't that guy get the script? Like, hey, that's the hometown kid. That's the Mississippi kid. You got to let him get his first base hit. But State, with 5 base hits in the first inning, they lead 4-0 over Troy. What's going on in Oxford?
Arkansas State tied it up. Hadad right on cue. Unbelievable. Ole Miss forces a ground ball to end the inning and throwaway play at second base. And the inning continues. So 2 on for Arkansas State, 2 out. I mean, it was a tough play to make. A tough play to make it short, but he threw it away from the bag at second base.
Stop talking about that. It's too early. See, this is what we talk about. Another base hit for State. Gosh. They are
Where was this
off.
on Friday? I feel like everybody would have just been through the roof on Friday.
I mean, if State had come out against Hofstra like this, I mean, the stadium might have fallen apart. It might have just been that kind of day. So we'll keep you up to date with everything going on in Starkville, in Oxford, and we got plenty more to talk about. Coming up a little later, we're going to talk about under pressure. Who's under pressure in college football this year? I think it's a really good question. I have a very interesting answer. We'll do it later on in the College Football Fix. We'll be back in just a minute. Sports Talk Mississippi here with you on a Tuesday.
And the error leads to a run. Arkansas State is now going to take a 2-1 lead.
Too early. Back in just a minute.
From the Zebra. Back to Sports Talk Mississippi.
Doesn't get any better than this.
On Super Talk Mississippi.
I'm a big believer in the term, speak it into existence. It happens from time to time. Whoever that was on the C Spire text line who was complaining about us talking about Ole Miss's defense. What has happened in Oxford thus far is 100% on you. You've spoken into existence. Catch us up, Borkey.
So Arkansas State now has a 3-1 lead after multiple errors in the inning directly led to runs.
The script was written.
The two that led to runs, Randall at short, made a nice play but threw wide of second base, and then Utermark couldn't field a bunt, and Arkansas State scored as a result of both of those, and they now have a 3-1 lead. I don't know how they're going to score it, but at least 3 errors in the inning. Again, I know you get some friendly scorekeeping sometimes.
Yeah.
Because that happened on Friday. There were more than the errors listed on Friday, too.
Sure.
But there is a big red flag, and it's defense, and that's carried over for multiple years.
Maybe it's not too early.
And if they fix it, great.
That is gone.
But I am not going to do one of those things where it's actually I was wrong. No, you are. I'm wrong all the time. I am not wrong about highlighting this as being a point of concern right now. This is a really talented team. The pitching staff looks awesome. A lot of bats, a lot of good bats, a lot to like. Mm-hmm. There's a red flag, and it's okay to have concern. I don't know why people are so afraid of being concerned about things with a sports team.
In Starkville, Ace Reese just launched one over the center field wall. State started the second inning with an RBI double from Ryder Woodson. It's now 7-0 Mississippi State. State's already chased the starting pitcher for Troy. I would tell you who replaced him, but I think the FCC might get onto us for that. I cannot say that pitcher's name. Cause even though it's not technically a curse word, I will giggle like a madman if I say it out loud. So we'll just leave it at that. Famous Lithuanians. Now that we have learned, we have gone through all 3 Baltic republics today because we first thought the Valincius brothers were Estonian and then Latvian, but then we find out they are actually Lithuanian. We've got some good ones here. First off, Arvydas Sabonis. Do you know who that is?
The basketball player?
Yes. That's a guy he was Jokic before Jokic was Jokic. If he played today, he'd be the best player in the league. No question about it. And then you've got some guys, second and third generation Lithuanians. But these are superstars. Anthony Kiedis from the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Bob Dylan's grandparents.
Wait, he's not American?
No.
Huh.
Well, he is.
Okay.
He has Lithuanian descent, as is Bob Dylan. Brandon Flowers, the lead singer of The Killers. And actors Sean Penn and Charles Bronson have Lithuanian roots. So Lithuania got a little more. So in the swag rankings for Baltic republics, it goes Lithuania, Latvia, Estonia. So there you have it.
So there you go.
No other sports talk show in this country ranked the swag of Baltic republics today.
None.
We were the only one. We're the only ones with the courage to do it.
Exactly right.
Hilarious. I wish I could say, is that a base hit? It's going to be a base hit, yes. Another base hit for State. I wish I could tell you this guy's name. I just feel it's not a bad word. It really isn't. Do you want me to say it?
I don't know. It's not up to me.
It's not a bad word. It's not a curse word in any way, shape, or form. It's just sophomoric.
Okay.
You ready? Yeah. Troy relief pitcher. Did you get the dump button ready?
No. That was me accidentally turning my mic off when I didn't want to.
Okay. The relief pitcher for Troy is Zach Crotchfeld.
Man, middle school. Gosh. Middle school was rough for Borkey. Imagine what Crotchfeld was like for a bunch of 7th graders.
Too. Yeah, that's a tough one.
Jeez, man. Oh, that poor guy.
That's a rough one. That's all I can say.
God, 12-year-olds had a field day with that. It's a good thing that he ended up being a great athlete because otherwise...
Yeah. When I saw it, a buddy of mine tweeted, he's like, it's that Crotchfeld, because I was like, pause. What are we doing here?
Oh, man.
I hate that I'm such a kid. I'm 50 years old. No. I should be more mature than this, but I'm not, and I'm proud of it, you know?
You don't hate it. It's keeping you young.
Yeah, it really is. I feel good. So, man, State is just teeing off on Troy today.
Somebody tweeted at me, Michael Borkey talking early season baseball concerns sounds just like early O-line concerns. Sucks talk. Typical. Oh, yeah, typical.
Whoa.
Sorry.
Hold on. They called it sucks talk? Buddy, that employs me. That's just him.
No, he said O-line sucks talk because I had concerns about the offensive line.
I thought he was calling our show sucks talk.
And by the way, early in the season, they gave you – look at Kejuan Lacey's yards before contact numbers before the end of the season, basically. He masked a lot of issues early with the offensive line that had issues early. And they had protection issues early. And you know what helped them when the immobile Austin Simmons was no longer the quarterback and Trinidad Chambliss, who was better at escaping pressure, that helped them early too. They got much better as the season went on. They most certainly did. But if you think that what they put on the field was not, I don't know about that, then you are not looking at things objectively, which is fine. I get it. But if you watched the Georgia State and the Kentucky games in particular, and then you watched run blocking before basically the end of the season, and you weren't a little concerned, then you weren't looking for the truth. They got better as the season went on. That does happen. This could happen to this Ole Miss baseball team. They can get better as the season went on. But watch pass protection in Lexington and tell me that the offensive line was good.
I'm going to check your mentions now. I must have this person muted or blocked because I'm not seeing this. What's the Twitter handle? Can you say it online or on air?
Yeah, I think it's fine.
Well, who is it then?
At Rebistottle.
Yep. Yeah, I know that account. Yeah. No, sir. Absolutely not.
I don't know what you want, guys. I mean, great teams can still have flaws.
Yeah.
Great elite teams can still have flaws. It's okay to wonder if a team has one. And they did. And again, we're talking about with this baseball team, something that cost them a home regional last season. They're booting the ball around the infield again after that's what cost them a home regional to a 4 seed last year. And you think it's unjust. Again, I don't know what you want. I mean, there are places where I can direct you where somebody will tell you that every team's the best and every team's great and there's nothing wrong with any of them and every win is awesome and every signee is a game changer. I can direct you to those places. And I'm wrong often, and that's fine.
Yes,
I'm happy to be wrong.
Absolutely are.
But I would much rather be wrong in telling you what I think is the truth than be wrong when I tell you everything is awesome all the time and they come up short of that.
I get it. I built a brand on that.
I will send you links to where you can go to find somebody that won't have questions about a team. I'll send you that. I'll send you that way.
Yeah. Everything's great in Starkville. 7-0 Mississippi State. Duke Stone just mowing them down here in Starkville. So we're all happy here. Nobody's yelling at me. Just Borkey making everybody upset.
Yes, guy says read the room. What do you mean?
You know what I think it is? You know what I think it is, right?
What?
You're just so angry.
I'm going to kill you.
Your anger is just flowing.
I'm going to kill you.
This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm saying.
I'm going to kill you.
A non-angry person wouldn't say words like that. They wouldn't come out of their mouths.
Read the room. You have 4 errors against Arkansas State. Read the room? That's no big deal? What do you mean, read the room? I'm reading the box score is what I'm reading.
You look at a keyboard, right? And here's a keyboard right here, right? And you look at it, it's like there's a bunch of little keys on there. But when it comes to pushing your button, it's just a gigantic key in the middle that just says angry.
Yes.
Just push that button, and Michael Borkey's button has been pushed. All I got to do is say it. That's great to have in my back pocket there at any time I want to use it.
You're going to start hitting it like that lizard meme, though. Lizard. It's going
to be like the easy button for Staples. I'm just going to be...
Man, remember when commercials used to be good? Remember that?
Yeah, I did.
That was easy. I mean,
yeah.
People would buy those things and put them in their office. We had a professor that had it in the front of their room.
That's a good point from Dan in Hadsburg. Zach Crotchfeld's going to have trouble finding a wife.
Oh,
like,
no.
who wants to be Mrs.,
It'd be the first guy that takes his wife's name that everybody's like, I get it. Yeah,
I get it. I get it. Like, yeah. No, complete respect. We have respect for you.
Yeah, her last name is Davis, and it's like, I need that.
No, he's looking right now. He's trying to find a Smith.
Yeah.
Like a Jones. Something like that.
Oh, man. 61. I love the passion of sports fans. I love you guys. I love you guys. It's always fun. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I don't think being concerned about something is wrong. I think it's fair. But also, what do I know? I'm just a guy. We'll be back. Pearl River Resort Studio.
If it's sports in Mississippi, you'll hear about it here. Sports Talk Mississippi.
You like this show, huh?
Yeah! Super Talk Mississippi.
You know who this is?
No.
Pink Floyd.
Huh?
Part of me wishes I could have seen Hadad in the 70s.
Well, he was.
I know, but
like this version of me,
like you with the long hippie hair.
Oh, never.
In drum circles or whatever.
Square.
You at Woodstock would have been something.
Oh no, absolutely not. I don't like crowds. I don't like live music. I don't know.
You don't like live music?
I'm not a big live music, go to the concert kind of guy. I will go every now and then, but like, I'm not one of those, I don't seek it out. Now, that being said, you get a bar with a guy playing acoustic guitar, playing covers. I'll sit there and drink beer and tip that guy to play Creed all night long. But as far as like big concerts, for the most part, no, I'm just not interested.
Huh. I can see that, though. I don't like crowded bars anymore. If the bar's crowded, I'm out.
I just want to sit.
Drunk strangers rubbing up against me, forget that. I can
live with a crowded bar if I have a seat at the bar. But I'm not going to stand up at a table and all that anymore. Those days are over. I gotta have a seat.
And where you have to yell at the people you're with?
Well, see, I don't want to deal with that. So
where'd John go? What?
I'm old enough now that I really don't frequent bars like that very often. Like if I go to a bar, it's a nice quiet evening for a drink, things like that. So
I hear you. Somebody says, same, pass on the concert thing. I love live music. I was so afraid that COVID was going to kill that forever.
I've been to concerts. I went to see the Foo Fighters a couple years ago. I saw Creed in Brandon a couple years ago. I'll go every now and then. But, I like outdoor venues more than indoor venues. I'll say that. I don't want to go to, an arena. I don't want to deal with that.
Problem is, most of the good concerts that come to the nearby outside venue are in the summer. You got all these summer tours, and it's August and the Goo Goo Dolls are coming in August, and it's
it's gonna be hot.
I'm gonna die. I'm going, but I'm gonna die. I mean, it's like sitting in a sauna in central Mississippi in August at a concert.
I don't want to deal with that, but I get it. Sometimes you just have to. Me personally, I'm just a. I like music. Don't get me wrong. I listen to music all the time. I'm not to the point where I'm not one of those dads who on a Saturday night just fires up YouTube to watch live concerts and stuff. That's like a thing.
I do that.
Yeah, I haven't gotten to that yet, but I could see myself doing it.
Yeah, I was actually reminded today of the 2004 4th of July Goo Goo Dolls concert in Buffalo when it was pouring down rain. I mean, insane rain.
I've seen that, yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome. That's one of those things where, everybody's got a game where they wish they were, right? I've talked to some Ole Miss fans that didn't make the Sugar Bowl that they're like, I'm going to regret that for the rest of my life, not going. In 2004, I was 12.
Yeah.
And
you shouldn't have that same regret.
But I watched that video, and it's like, I would do anything to hop on a time machine and be able to be at that concert.
Yeah.
Well, what's up with that, by the way? We've got AI and all these data centers. They haven't invented time travel yet. Give me time travel.
You don't want that.
I want to go watch Revolutionary War battles. That of all the things,
you're going to mess something up, and we're going to end up still being under British control.
I would hide somewhere and watch.
You say that, but enough people think like you, and
a time machine where you can only be an observer.
Yeah.
Like where you can walk through people and stuff. Like you're a ghost. And
I like the idea.
That's what I want, and that's what I would do. I would go.
Cool.
The first thing I would do is go watch Revolutionary War battles. Is what I would do.
It's funny. That's the first thing. Like, I think I'd go to Bethlehem.
Well, see, your faith allows you to, you know that that's true.
I just want to be there. I just, call me crazy. I just like to be there. So, that's just me.
I hear you. I would check out I'm so into Vikings right now. I would check out some old Viking battles.
You better not get seen. That's a good point, because your head's coming off.
Especially in normal clothes.
Because they're going to think you're a witch.
Who
or
are
a warlock, I guess. Yeah, in your case, but
I'm from the future.
Yeah. I'm from the future. That certainly won't get your head lopped off. I like how they speak English, by the way.
Yeah, it's funny.
That's the other problem,
They speak English.
Mm-hmm. Kind of.
In a way that we would not understand.
Yeah, we wouldn't even be like, what did thou say?
Thou art from future.
Yeah. What's the word for future in Old English? I don't know.
Coming up in the future is the college football fix.
Very
we will get to Hadad's got a good answer for this. Pressure. What team is under the most pressure in 2026? We'll do that when we come back.
Back to the sports. This is Sports Talk Mississippi.
So let's get rolling
on Super Talk Mississippi.
Ole Miss scored 2 in the third. The game is tied at 3 between them and Arkansas State. Mississippi State still holding that 7-0 lead, correct?
Correct. And top of the fourth, one down. Duke Stone pitching really, really well. Only thrown 45 pitches, and I believe he has faced the minimum.
Good stuff there.
Yeah.
You know what time it is, though? It's just after 5 o'clock.
As soon as I say it, he hits a batter.
Go figure.
As soon as I say it.
We just jinxing everybody.
I swear. It's the college football fix. There's no jinxing the best-selling truck in America, the Ford F-150. Your Mississippi Ford dealers have them. So if you're looking for a new truck right now, there is literally only one place to go if you want to have the best-selling truck. The best truck in America, the Ford F-150. It's your Mississippi Ford dealers. Thank you for your attention to this matter. I can't believe the word came out of my mouth. He's faced the minimum. Plunk. All right.
Our texter, by the way, has called, oh gosh, I lost it. He said, Borkey's Chicken Little and Hadad is Sally Sunshine. That's the new name of our show, apparently. Chicken Little and Sally Sunshine. So there you go.
I don't know.
Friend of the program, J.D. Piquel, who we need to have on. We haven't had him on.
We need to get him on here, yeah.
Posed the question on X, and so I'm bringing it here. X, the Everything app. What team is under the most pressure in college football in 2026? And there's a wide range of ways that you can go with this answer. What team is under the most pressure in 2026?
So I think there's two schools that are kind of tied at the hip here, and that's Ole Miss and LSU. LSU, the money they've spent, the heat they've taken, Lane Kiffin has made himself out to be he's become a villain. You know, you either die a hero or live long enough to become the villain. Kiffin got there. And so everybody's going to expect them to be right back in it, right? Right back into the playoff discussion. They expect that at LSU in year one. You have the number one transfer portal class. Those are the expectations. Anything short of, I would say just being in the playoff is probably good enough. But gosh, if they're the 10 seed and they're having to travel to Notre Dame or something, that may not be good enough.
Hey, Dad, Lane Kiffin during Mardi Gras was given the key to the city of New Orleans for some reason. I guess every whatever he was on the crew of whatever, riding whatever Mardi Gras float gets one. Apparently it's a special thing. But during here's the key to the city, the presenter said he will bring us a national championship this season.
There you go.
He said that this season, the pressure on him to win, he will not get the grace of year one. Won't happen.
I tend to agree. So there's that. The other side of this is Ole Miss. I think the fact that Ole Miss, but because they didn't go out and do a national search, or maybe they did and they just landed on Golding, however you want to phrase it.
They didn't. They couldn't.
I don't feel like
they couldn't.
Right. So that puts pressure on them. I don't know if the pressure is necessarily to be right back in the playoff. But gosh dog, you're going to be a preseason top 10 team. You're going to bring back one of the Heisman favorites. You're going to bring back maybe the best running back in college football. You had another really good portal class. Was it second from 24/7? Number two. There's not a lot of room for drop-off there. So that makes September the 19th absolutely fascinating because whoever loses that game is going to feel like their season is over. They really are.
It will be devastating emotionally for whoever loses.
Yeah, I think more so for Ole Miss because the difference is, I've brought this up before, like State, when they had their first shot their only shot at Mullen, it was their only shot. They knew they weren't playing Florida again anytime soon. Ole Miss and LSU are going to play every year.
Yeah.
So that's not a huge issue. But you want to get this first one. It's in Oxford. So that's an easy one. Those two are the easy choices.
You're exactly right. For Ole Miss, I know it's year one of a new coach, and I know the schedule is a lot more difficult. I'm not saying they have to go 11-1 again, but the team has to be good. This is a roster that should be good. And if it's not, there are no excuses for that, in my opinion. First-year coach. This is not a first-year roster. This is a should be competitive for the playoff roster. And if it's not, barring catastrophic injury, something is wrong. You don't have to make it. You don't have to win 11 games, but you better be good because this roster is good.
Yeah.
And there's no excuses for the team not to be.
Agreed. Beyond those two, which I think those are right there, right? Mike Elko at Texas A&M and Sark, both the Texas schools, Texas and Texas A&M, right? Sark missing the playoff 2 years in a row with Arch Manning. Can't have that. Can't have that.
There's a lot of pressure on him.
Elko needs to beat Texas.
Hey, Dad, there were people talking about if Texas lost to A&M that Sark would possibly be out of the job.
Yeah, they would have been 8-4. I can see it. They pay too much. You're paying too much money to settle for mediocrity at these schools, right?
Because there's a difference between hot seat pressure and win big pressure, and I think win big pressure is worse, quote unquote worse, more intense.
Agreed. Yeah, Texas with what they spend expects to win big. Texas A&M expects to win big. Now, they got to the playoff last year, but goodness gracious, their season got run off the rails because they lost to Texas again.
And they scored 3 points on their home field in that playoff game. Did you even play in the playoff if you scored 3 points on your home field?
So Elko needs to, just get him back. Back in the playoffs, he's fine, right? But if he's 0-3 against Texas, people are going to be like, what do we got to do here? What do we got to do to beat them? That rivalry is very intense. DeBoer, Alabama. Alabama's lost 8 games in the last 2 years. What did they lose the previous 5 years? Is it 8? I don't know.
The answer is Alabama, right?
Alabama.
Because you've got both hot seat pressure and you have to win championship pressure at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
you're not Nick
DeBoer's
Saban. Why are you not Nick
answer.
Saban pressure?
Probably the correct answer. And then some of the new coaches have pressure because, again, in this day and age of college football, people expect quick turnarounds. Summerall at Florida. Florida's a program that expects to win. You go 6-6 year one, people are going to be like, what do we do? What do we have to do? Matt Campbell's at Penn State. They expect to win. He doesn't win 9 or 10 games. People are going to be looking around going, did we hire the right guy? Down the list, obviously, is Lebby, but he's under pressure. This is year 3.
He's got hot seat pressure.
Yeah, because I keep coming back to it. It's like, if in 2 years, Indiana can win a national title, why in 3 years can Mississippi State not be an 8-win team?
Go to a bowl game on the non-academic merit.
Well, I mean, yeah, just be a top 25 team and go to a bowl game. If that's my expectation level in year 3, you can't make that. I don't know, man. I don't know. So there's that. I think Lincoln Riley has pressure. USC expects to be a playoff team.
Yeah.
And he came from Oklahoma, so much fanfare, and they really haven't done anything since he's been there. So that would be one. Matt Rule is under big pressure at Nebraska. They hired him and they gave him an extension. They expect to win. And for whatever reason, their fans are not understanding this new age of college football, that Nebraska is going to struggle. Nebraska is going to be doing good to be a year-in, year-out 8 or 9 win team. College football playoff is going to be really tough for Nebraska. And it's in the same conference with Oregon and Ohio State and Michigan and Penn State and now Indiana. So that's one. Luke Fickell at Wisconsin. I mean, he's got hot seat pressure.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a tinge of big win pressure because Wisconsin is a program that has won big in the past. But Wisconsin.
So who are the top 3?
DeBoer, Kiffin. I'm not going to say Golding is 3. Sark. Yeah. Sark or Riley, one of the two. Both those guys need to be in the playoff. Sark and Riley both need to be in the playoff. The loser.
And make noise.
Whoever doesn't go to the playoff is probably going to lose their job. I could see USC making a move.
I did not think that his tenure at USC would go the way it has.
But it has. It absolutely has.
Interesting stuff there.
He's just not been. There are programs that expect to win national championships. USC is one of them. You can't even get to the playoff. And now you've joined the Big Ten?
Yeah, much more difficult league.
I mean, if the Pac-12 still existed, I think he'd be fine, right? Because he'd be winning the Pac-12. He'd be right there with Oregon. They'd be in the playoff. Be no problem.
Mm-hmm.
The Big Ten, it's a different story.
Conference realignment has really messed up the expectations versus reality conversation for so many programs.
For a lot of schools, yeah, no doubt.
Oklahoma's one.
Yeah.
And they made the playoff, but
Venables is another one. Venables is another one, though. We could go on this all day. When you pay the money players are getting, coaches are getting, there's going to be pressure. There is no we can wait anymore.
It's your college football fix, driven by Ford and your local Mississippi Ford dealer. We'll be back.
System is a go.
This is Sports Talk Mississippi, right here on Super Talk Mississippi.
Exactly.
All right, a few of your messages on the text line talking about pressure. With the 12-team playoff, there are about 20 teams that are expected to make it every year. A couple of years with no playoff, coaches will get fired. I think you're underselling that number a little bit. But it's a great thought. I mean, the playoff expanded has given a lot of programs the opportunity to feel like they can invest and make it and win. read Indiana. But how many programs in the SEC do not look at the current state of their program and think, I expect you, maybe not every single year, but I expect you to have a team that competes for the playoff? I mean, right now, Arkansas cannot seriously say that with what they're doing with their football program. I mean, their fans and media might tell you that they have not treated football like a program that they expect to do what needs to be done to make the playoff. They have punted football. They might argue against that. Their decision-making has told you otherwise. Who else? I mean, Mississippi State, when Jeff Lebby got hired, that was not his expectation. Go make the playoffs in 2 years. That was not what he got hired to do. It was to stabilize.
Correct.
But once the stabilization happens, that's going to be the next step.
Yeah.
Is now that you've stabilized, elevate and make the playoff, brother. And if you don't, we'll move on. In the ACC, Clemson expects it. Miami expects it. Virginia right now expects it. Virginia Tech is investing with James Franklin in a way that they expect it.
Mm-hmm.
Duke is roll your eyes, laugh, but Duke is investing in ways that tells you that they expect Manny Diaz to take them to the playoff. Mm-hmm. And they almost did with 5 losses.
Yeah.
In the Big Ten.
They would be in this year coming up.
They would have.
Because they have that the new rules.
In the Big Ten, I mean, it's all but, I mean, Rutgers, not serious, right? They don't have that expectation. That's not realistic. Michigan State just hired Pat Fitzgerald. What did they hire him to do? To bring us to the playoff.
Yeah.
Northwestern just put $1 billion into their stadium. Now, that's probably an unrealistic ask, so let's throw them aside. Purdue, let's throw them aside.
Mm.
Iowa expects it.
Yeah.
Wisconsin expects it. Oregon, Washington expect it. USC expects it. Ohio State, Michigan, they expect it. Penn State expects it.
I mean, it's a long list.
In the Big 12, Texas Tech expects it.
Yeah. Which is, they're putting the investment in to do it.
Iowa State expects it.
Yeah.
TCU does. I mean, that's how many programs.
Iowa State's coach right now?
They hired.
Did they just promote from within?
No, they hired. Oh my gosh! Hold on. I feel very dumb.
Jimmy Rogers. He was the head coach at South Dakota State and then watched. Okay.
The Jackrabbit.
I got you.
But yeah, the list it's much bigger than 20. And so with only so many spots to go around, there are going to be some really unhappy people. Really good message, though. I mean, you're spot on with your thought. It's increased interest. It's increased access. And it's also dramatically increased expectation.
Yeah.
Couple of messages for Deion Sanders at Colorado. I mean, he'll be done if they don't win a lot more games this year. He'll walk away before they fire him, too.
Yeah, I think he'll just resign. Even if they want to fire him, they'll be like, look, you did a lot for us. You brought us some what's the word I'm looking for? Publicity. If you want us to walk away, you can. I think that'll be what happens.
Somebody says, I'm openly optimistic as a Mississippi State Bulldog. I'll look for us to be in the playoffs next year, definitely by the next year. Lebby's got to take a big step forward in 26 if we're going to talk about playoffs in 27. I mean, a huge step forward needs to be taken this year.
Who said that?
A 601 area code, the gray.
I see it. And then the one above it is Mississippi State has made hires that show we don't care to make the playoffs. So, a little bit of one way or the other there, I guess.
No, the Lebby hire at the time made a whole heck of a lot of sense.
At the time, he was one of the hottest offensive coordinators in the country. He had a reputation here in Mississippi from his time at Ole Miss. You thought he'd have some recruiting connections. His mistakes have been this way he put together his staff. He needed more experience. He needed to bring in a top-notch defensive coordinator from day one. He did not do that. And it's just that cost him probably 2 or 3 games his first year and 2 or 3 games last year. He could have 5 or 6 more wins if he had brought in a Zach Arnett type defensive coordinator from day one. Mm-hmm. I think that because I'm just not going to sit here and believe in any moment in time that Toledo had more talent than Mississippi State. You can tell me that. I will tell you that you're wrong. And yet that's what happened. So that decision alone cost him wins.
Yes, it did. And maybe Zach Arnett can...
Well, I just hope that's my concern, though, is that is it too late?
The portal evaluations have got to be really spot on. And, I mean, that's it. That's the case for everybody, right?
That's true about everybody, yeah. I mean, we talked about it in basketball just earlier.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, for Ole Miss, the portal evaluations, if they're going to meet expectations on the offensive line and at linebacker, they have got to hit on both of those positions.
Yeah.
Because you return your interior three, but your tackles are either going to be Terez Davis, who's already on roster, but that's a portal addition from years past. He's got to hit, or the guys you brought in have to hit. And at linebacker, you brought in 3 portal guys, and the 3 of them have to play heavy snaps. Only 2 of them need to start, of course, and you have one on roster already to help. But those evaluations need to hit and hit big. And if they don't, uh-oh.
Yeah. Let's do a quick update. Baseball. First in Starkville. It's settled down a little bit. Mississippi State now leading Troy 7-1. Bulldogs have made a pitching change. Duke Stone gave them 4 really solid innings, gave up a run there in the 4th. William Kirk now on the mound for the Bulldogs. But as we joked around with the name, but Zach Crotchfeld has come in and kind of calmed things down for Troy. So 7-1 Mississippi State in the top of the 5th.
Ole Miss Arkansas State tied at 3, still in the top of the 5th. So a tight one there in Oxford between the Red Wolves and the Rebels. Red Wolves, by the way, I still maintain is what the Washington football team should have named themselves. Should have gone with Red Wolves. Not Commanders. Should have gone with Red Wolves.
Yeah, I agree.
So I'm an animal lover, by the way. If I ever get money, which I won't, so this will never happen, I want to invest in like animal rescue and rehab. I've learned that we've got great people in Mississippi that do that kind of stuff, and they could use a lot more funding and a lot more exposure. Like, a red-tailed hawk gets hit by a car and, broken wing. There's people that will help them, of course, across the state. They need more help, and I would invest heavily in that. And the Red Wolf story grabbed me for the Washington football team because there is a population of Red Wolves here in the United States.
Oh, there you go.
And a very small population of them. They're critically endangered. Mm-hmm. And the organization that protects them said, if you name your team Red Wolves, we have proof that funding will come that could save the species forever if you just name your football team Red Wolf. That we have data to back that up.
But that would have been too much. Well, I mean, is that still Daniel Snyder?
That was Snyder at the time.
Yeah. Then I could do something good. Never mind. I won't do that. I will do the opposite.
So that really spoke to me, to be honest with you. Somebody said it's not the Levy hire, it's hiring inexperienced coaches in the trenches on both sides of the ball. That's the most important part of the game. And Levy has hired guys who have very little experience. How would you evaluate the staff at the moment on both sides of the line of scrimmage?
On offense, it's still, they added some real experience with Kevin Johns. They were going to do that with Bush Hamdan, but now he's off to the NFL, so I'm interested to see, that staff, you got to remember, it's incomplete right this second. We don't know who that wide receivers coach is just yet. Tucker has been the best offensive assistant by a large margin. He's been really good. His guys have produced, and he's recruited well. Phil Lodeholt is a huge question mark for Mississippi State. He came in last year. State's offensive line was worse in 2025 than it was in 2024. And then they didn't really go out and get, in my opinion, guys who can just plug in and play this year. So you're going to have to develop some guys. I don't know how much trust I have in that. Other side of the ball, Arnett and Brock are rock solid. Corey Bell, got to give him credit, has developed Kelly Jones and has this offseason, his recruiting was really, really good. Ty Warren is pretty much an unknown. Matt Barnes is kind of meh. He's okay. If he's just an average assistant coach, in my opinion. So that's kind of where we are with State.
The wide receiver coach thing, we'll come back to that. Sports Talk Mississippi will give you a baseball update and talk a little bit more about this, read some of your messages as well. So glad that you guys are with us. I know we're limited stations today, but we're always happy that you are here, and we'll be back in just a minute.
From the Seabrook, Mississippi, Sports Talk Mississippi.
Do you ever get so excited that you just can't wait?
Yes! Sports Talk Mississippi, covering your Mississippi teams.
I've been waiting my whole life for this.
Don't touch that dial! Here on Super Talk Mississippi.
Ole Miss already down 4-3. A pickoff attempt gets away into the outfield.
Are you serious?
Arkansas State runners on second and third.
You cannot be serious. You cannot be serious.
That's the fifth error of the game.
Gosh. I mean, look, it don't take a lot for me to laugh at Ole Miss, but this is actually funny that this happened after this guy got onto us about talking about Ole Miss's defense. That's incredible.
Yeah.
In Starkville, Sean James just hit a 2-run home run. Now 9-1 Mississippi State. In the bottom of the fifth, Bulldogs will try to put a couple more runs on the board and see if they can get the fans out of there a little early today.
That's always preferred. Well, I say that. I say it's always preferred.
Nah, you like
if you drove in from out of town, you want to see 9 innings.
Well, at the same time, though, if you drove in from out of town, you're a Mississippi State fan, your team wins 12-1. I don't think you're going to leave. Hey, you get out of there now, you got time to go get a nice dinner and then go still drive home.
What the heck was that, Coach? How about you win 4-3 next time?
I wanted to see my kid wanted to see 9 innings. Yeah. So inning just ended, so we go to the top of the sixth. Dogs up 9-1. James is interesting. They brought in the Seton Hall transfer, Maluski. He started the first 2 games at catcher. Obviously didn't catch both ends of the doubleheader. James came in and caught on the second game Saturday, and he was really good. He got a couple of hits. And was just fine behind the plate, and now today he gets the start again, and now a 2-run home run. So he's making that catcher competition a real competition. I would imagine Maluski will start tomorrow against Alcorn. You would think he'd have a chance to get the bat going against the Braves, but could be a situation where James comes out and wins this job.
Did you see that possibility coming?
I knew there was a competition there, but I would say no. I thought Maluski would come in and hit from the start. You think about a guy who was at Seton Hall last year. He would have faced a lot of pitching similar to what he saw this weekend at Hofstra, and he just looked behind. He was just not comfortable at the plate. He was really good defensively, but at the plate itself, when he went hitting, he wasn't at his best. So I'll be interested to see how that all pans out.
And a chopper to second scores the run, so an error directly led to an Arkansas State run again.
What's the score, 5-3?
5-3 now. 2 outs and runner on second in the top of the fifth. Wide receiver coach. So as we know, back really during the season, Mississippi State thought they had, we're really close to hiring Kentucky's receiver coach. He ends up going to Ole Miss instead. Mm-hmm. I guess, we haven't talked about it. I was surprised when you said that, and I was like, wait a minute. Well, we haven't talked about that. They have not filled the role at receivers coach. Why not?
Well, the guy just left on Friday. let's give him a little time.
That is fascinating, though. Where do you turn, I wonder, when something like that happens to you?
Still plenty of good coaches. At the end of the day, with the right offer, you can pluck anybody from anywhere.
It's a carousel.
Yeah, exactly. If State can find their guy and they make the right salary offer, that they'll get whoever they want there. I liked Hamdan. The guy's resume was impeccable, and obviously the fact that the really Dolphins made him their quarterbacks coach shows you this guy's a good offensive football coach. I'd like to go that same route, though. I'd like to find a guy with experience. We were just talking, you got some young faces on this staff. Get a guy who's been there and done that and has a resume similar to what Hamdan was going to bring to Starkville, a guy who's made multiple stops in the SEC, maybe a guy with a touch of NFL experience, a guy who's, been a good recruiter and has won some recruiting battles in this conference. That's the way I think State needs to fill this spot. So my guess is that, that will be happening soon. You've got another month before spring practice starts. The portal's closed, so it's not like you're really worried about recruiting at this moment. I'm sure Jeff Lebby and guys like, the new hire, what's his name? I can't remember. State hired an assistant wide receiver coach. But I cannot remember his name. Damon Washington, is that it?
Assistant to the assistant.
Damon Lindsay, that's his name. And Benton Doobie is the other one there. Those two, yes. Don't. We've had enough fun with names today.
What a fool believes.
Anyway, so I expect that name will come out at some point. But yeah, there's really no rush there. So if somebody asks like he's already left, yeah, he got a job in the NFL. I mean,
yep.
I understand.
And his head coach understands.
Everybody understands, yeah.
The second you go to Lebby's office, hey, the Dolphins, Miami called me. The Hurricanes? No, the Dolphins. See ya.
Oh, it was fun. We had a good time.
I appreciate you coming down the hall. You could have texted me, and it would have saved us a lot of time.
Yeah, exactly. So.
Man, 601-879-4395, the C Spire text line, 601-879-4395.
I can't get over that Ole Miss, that we had this discussion about Ole Miss and their defense, and somebody got mad at us, and now they're going to have 5 errors in a game against Arkansas State. I mean, you really couldn't have scripted it any better.
A man filed a class action lawsuit 3 years ago against the bar chain Buffalo Wild Wings, claiming that they were engaging in false advertising because boneless wings are not wings at all. The judge ruled in favor of Buffalo Wild Wings today. This is a real case that happened. And I think if you file a frivolous lawsuit like that, you should spend the weekend in the slap. I mean, you should just slap you on the forehead, go to jail for like 48 hours. You wasted everybody's time. But here's what the judge said. The Northern District of Illinois' Eastern Division, Judge John Tharp Jr. Here's the memo of the order. This is funny.
Okay.
What's in a name? If we called a wing by any other name, would it smell as sweet? The plaintiff says no. The defendant
that quoted Shakespeare.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
The defendant sells a product it calls boneless wings, which are essentially chicken nuggets, pieces of chicken breast meat, deep fried and tossed in whatever sauce or dry seasoning the customer wants.
Yeah.
The plaintiff apparently found this confusing. He claims that he thought boneless wings were real chicken wings with the bones removed. He says Buffalo Wild Wings product should be called something different, something like chicken poppers. He sued Buffalo Wild Wings over his confusion, but his complaint has no meat on its bones. He does not plausibly allege that a reasonable consumer is deceived by boneless wings, so he has failed to state a plausible claim for relief.
So what I'm going to say is this. If you eat boneless wings as an adult, you're a child. All right, they are chicken nuggets. Let's just call it what it is. That being said, everyone knows that. So yes, this was a frivolous lawsuit. The idea that Buffalo Wild Wings, which mass produces food at this level, is taking the time to debone a wing. That is a tedious process. I don't know if you've ever done it. Like, I've seen places that do stuffed chicken wings, and I've watched some videos on it, and I'm just like, that is something I'll never do. I'll just make a sauce. I'm not stuffing a chicken wing, because that is a tedious process. The idea that you could do it for a 10-piece order and have it ready in 20 minutes is crazy talk. That guy's an idiot. That being said, you shouldn't eat boneless wings. Just be a grown-up and eat bone-in wings.
Arkansas State tacks on another 6-3, mid-5. The Red Wolves leading over Ole Miss. 2 unearned runs in the inning.
In Starkville, State still up 9-1, but Troy has runners on first and second with 1 out, trying to get this game, trying to get back into this game for Mississippi State. William Kirk on the mound, one of the Virginia transfers. dealing for Mississippi State. He's got one out and a no-2 count. Oh, that could be trouble. That is trouble. One run will probably score here. Yeah. 9-2. That's an RBI single, a long single, but an RBI single for the Trojans.
The sky's falling again.
Yeah, well, just when you thought it was good.
Just when you thought it was good.
Yeah, I mean,
it's no longer good. It's over.
Yeah.
We will give you a scoreboard update here in a little bit. And oh, by the way, if you are a Spotify user and you've been wondering where the heck Sports Talk Mississippi went, we are back. Now, you have to resubscribe. So if you were subscribed previously, when Spotify's AI removed us from their platform, you have to find our feed again and subscribe again. They didn't bring it back. It's a new one. So search Sports Talk Mississippi in Spotify and hit that subscribe button. And, I mean, wherever you get your podcasts, we're there. But we are back on Spotify. The amount of people that asked us what happened to Spotify is mind-blowing. Hey, Dad, I had we'll call him a source.
Mm-hmm. Source.
The other day, text me and be like, why aren't you guys on Spotify anymore? What has happened? Please tell me. He's like, I'm not telling you anything else until you tell me what happened to Spotify.
The Swedes, they don't like us.
Yeah, apparently not. So, we're there, back and in color once again. We'll wrap the show up with you next. We'll give you one final update and maybe look around the SEC scores as well. Don't go anywhere. We'll wrap the show up with you next.
Network. Sports Talk Mississippi. Sports Talk Mississippi on Super Talk Mississippi.
Did you get that memo?
Yes, sir.
A 2-out solo home run has cut into the Arkansas State lead. Ole Miss now down 6-4 at the end of the fifth.
All right. In Starkville, after giving up a run, William Kirk gets back-to-back strikeouts, and we go to the bottom of the sixth. Mississippi State leads Troy 9-2. Bulldogs will look to tackle on a few runs here and can possibly be 3 outs away from a victory.
Looking around the SEC, Morehead State in the top of the seventh has a 7-6 lead over Kentucky. Tennessee leading UNC Asheville. Quick, name that mascot.
It's like the Eagles or something.
Bulldogs.
I was way off. My bad.
10-2. South Carolina leading Wofford. You know that mascot already. The Terriers 3-1. That's in the bottom of the fourth. Yes, it is.
Yeah. There's a few games like that today. I think Florida's at Stetson, where you got some SEC teams playing true road games, which is just smart. Playing a true road game at a team you think you're going to beat, why not?
Yeah, just make it the impact of playing them
you
less.
get the RPI boost, yeah.
Alabama, speaking of, tied at 0 with Samford in Birmingham in the bottom of the sixth. Vanderbilt leading Eastern Michigan 6-2. They need to bounce back after a rough weekend.
Yeah.
Bottom two, Lamar leading Texas 3-1. Missouri and Florida Atlantic just getting underway. Florida and Stetson just getting underway, but the Gators already have a 1-0 lead there. Texas A&M Corpus Christi's at A&M, and then Cincinnati is at Auburn tonight here right after we get done.
Cincinnati not a bad team.
It's an interesting game there.
Yeah.
Auburn's done a nice job with their baseball facility. Looks good.
Is that Ace Reese has 4 hits on the day, including a home run.
That'll play.
This doesn't look like this must just be a blooper that nobody finds. Yeah, it's a hit, but it shouldn't be. It's a double, but it was just a blooper that got lost in the lights.
No,
but hey, 4 for 4. Nobody's going to sneeze at that.
No pictures on the scorecard, Hayden.
No, there are none. Yeah, all you're going to see is 2B.
Look at that. You just, without missing a beat, understood a golf reference.
Well, I thought you were talking about the baseball scorecard.
That's a scorebook.
If you have a card, it's just a card.
Yeah,
not everybody has a whole book.
It's a golf expression, meaning if you get
it
doesn't matter how ugly it was. There's no pictures on the scoreboard.
If the number that's on the card is 4 and the number that you write in is 3, nobody cares.
Nobody cares
how you got there.
Man, this is it's a midweek game. You lose midweek games sometimes. Ole Miss needs to find themselves a couple of runs here, though.
Yeah, Arkansas State. Like we talked about it before the game started. We're like, this is a program that, for whatever reason, has had some success against Ole Miss. It was always funny when Tommy Raffo, the former Bulldog, was getting a win there. But he's gone from that program now. I don't know who their baseball coach is now. But again, just a needle in the side of the Rebels. I think that is who is that? That's Aiden Teal. I think he just got plunked. So State's got first and second with nobody out.
Man, it's crazy to see. You can see the tree damage because there's a lot of woods back way beyond Swayze. You can see how thinned out that they have been because of the winter storm there. It's nuts.
I think they called interference.
15-yard penalty, automatic first down. I would like to see college go to a spot foul and pass interference. Because DBs now are clearly getting coached to, if he beats you, just grab him and give up 15.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
I mean, I agree with you. Pass interference probably should be a spot foul.
And that also means, short of the sticks, too. If it's a pass interference at the line of scrimmage, you give him an automatic first down, but you move the ball up a foot.
Yeah. I've never liked the automatic first down on those things. I've never been a big fan.
If it's a spot foul, it should be
a spot foul.
Amount of yards,
like defensive holding on 3rd and 20, where you held a guy who was running a stop route short of the sticks. Automatic first down. Like, come on.
Yeah.
I've never been a big fan of that. So
that'll be one of our
off-season
topics.
It's on our platform for when we are commissioner of sports.
Ooh, whenever the next State of the Union is, that can be our content that day is State of College Football.
Automatic first downs, thing of the past. Never again in this country will a man be stopped short of the sticks and get an automatic first down. Why? Because I grabbed his jersey? It's irrelevant.
Enjoy the rest of your baseball tonight. We will see you guys tomorrow at 3. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcasts, Sports Talk Mississippi, wherever you get them. Again, wherever you get them. If you're a State fan, Thunder and Lightning, the most listened to Mississippi State anything out there right now.
Maybe the actual games.
Yeah,
they're ahead of us.
Right, yeah.
Other than that.
Content.
Yeah, content.
And then for you Ole Miss fans, Rebel Report. All wherever you get your podcast and the Eagle Hour every single day on SuperTalk Hattiesburg and also wherever you get your podcast. We'll see you tomorrow. Good night.
SuperTalk Mississippi Media Production.